Welcome back to the Fierce and Feral podcast. I am your host, the Free Spirit Barbie, and I am accompanied by my co-host and beautiful wife, Kyrstyn.
Oh, I wasn't sure
hi.
if it was my time. Hey.
And we're just going to jump right into it. You guys, we're kicking off an entire sobriety series called Spiritually Sober. And, babe, tell us a little bit about what it's about.
So it's basically going to be a journey. And that's kind of how we are going to build each episode. Taking the 12 steps of sobriety, dissecting them, and turning it into one giant journey. That way you can use these tools that you need in order to stay sober, and you can use them, and like everybody's journey goes a different way. So
yeah, like we all go on a very similar journey, but we can do it through different, like in a different order.
Exactly.
And we're all at different places and integrating tools and, yeesh. I'm just like coughing away. Integrating these tools can be really freaking difficult because with what's available to people in, recovery or trying to be sober and live with sobriety, it can be really difficult to integrate the tools that are available because a lot of them are connected to a lot of judgment, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, I would say definitely. I mean, we've run into judgment.
Well, I mean, look at us.
Well, yeah. Look like an ex-con. Yeah, I mean, judgment, definitely, which is supposed to be judgmental free.
Right.
And
you guys, okay, this whole thing came about because we went to a meeting, which meetings are great. They're like so useful. But it can be really hard to connect at meetings if you don't have like a really strong religious connection. Like, and I know you were saying at one point, babe, talking about like if you're not connected to some sort of religion, God, higher power, whatever it is, it makes it really freaking difficult to utilize the 12 steps.
Yes, that's exactly. Like, I'm not very religious, so it's hard to be in a room with a bunch of people and they're saying like you need to ask God to take away your defects. Well, if I'm not religious, that's exactly. If I'm not religious, how can I ask him to do that? Like, there's got to be another way for me to do that same step.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I can't ask somebody for something if, that's not where my values are.
Yeah, if you truly ever want to enter a state of trust and surrender and faith or whatever you want to call it at any point, you have to do it from a pure place of fully being able to trust. And yes. You can't trust something that you don't believe in or are connected to. Like, I know people who say they believe in God and don't feel connected to God. Yes. And you're not going to get anywhere. But that's like saying, hey, I have a dad, but I don't feel connected to him.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad's in prison. Actually, not anymore.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, God, source, universe, higher consciousness, higher self, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just so hard to connect with people and even have those conversations. Like, yes. We created this podcast series, and then the whole group and community is Spiritually Sober, free on Facebook. Please come join us, link in bio. But it all came from just recognizing that there was a gap of support. Like, we were just fucking frustrated because you're going to these meetings and still coming into contact with really judgmental people who just happen to usually be old women. Old women do not like us.
Mainly me, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's usually me.
Yeah, okay, that's valid. You're going to have to tell the story, I think, sometime of...
My mom's client.
Yeah, let's just tell the story right now, quick.
My mom's client, I met her. My poor mom, she was trying so hard to, like, stick up for me, too, but this lady just ripped me to pieces. She, like, looked at me and she's like, how do you have a job? Or do you even have a job? And I was like, yes, I have a job. And she's like, why did you do that to yourself?
Okay, let's paint a picture here. Kyrstyn, this beautiful wife, if you haven't seen a picture of her, please go stalk her on Instagram or mine. She's covered in tattoos.
Head to toe.
Gauged
big old
ears.
plugs in my ears. Yeah, hands, knuckles, everything tattooed that, is a job stopper. So I get it.
Oh, job
But
stopper. That's cute.
yeah. Yeah, this lady was not having that, and she was like, I would disown my kids if they looked like you. And I was like, it's really funny because I had a career in law enforcement while I looked like this. So that was interesting. I'm like, and I just sat there and I took it and listened, and luckily I do, like, it doesn't bother me any. But yeah, my poor mom was like, she's a good kid. Like trying to help me out. So yeah, so old ladies, they're not a fan of me.
Yeah, I love when you tell that story in person because you get so animated. Your arms start going everywhere. You're like, this whole thing happens. It's great. You're a beautiful storyteller.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were driving home from a meeting after being confronted again. It was just like, you just roll your eyes and you're like, I don't even want to be here anymore, which sucks because like I was looking forward to that meeting like all day.
Yeah.
And I just was just frustrated of not being able to have that connection and community, especially the ones that I do hear about that people can have in AA and stuff like that. And yeah, I was frustrated. I'm like, how can we, I was like, well, first, like, what does it take to start an AA meeting? Well, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of time, effort, energy, all the things. But then you came up with the idea of starting a Facebook community, a group.
Yes. Yes. And it's not taking anything away from AA. I've gone, my mom has gone, like people close to me have gone through the 12 steps. And that is great. Like that's a difficult thing. That takes a lot of time, a lot of devotion to something. And like that in itself, I mean, I commend anybody that has or is doing it. Like it is a great thing, and it does teach you great tools. I struggle with it for different reasons, and what we are trying to do is show people and like bring awareness. Like, yes, you need all of these tools, but you don't have to learn them that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are so many other ways. Like we can still explain to you all the tools that you need to stay sober, without asking anybody to take away your defects or like giving your control to a higher power because
you're powerless.
Exactly.
Which is not the case.
Exactly.
You are not powerless. I promise you. You're the most powerful thing ever.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like we need to be responsible for our defects and why they're there. How are we supposed to learn how these things or what is triggering us to drink if all we're doing is asking somebody else to take it away?
Yeah.
And that's frustrating.
Yeah, it can be really frustrating because the lack of self-awareness is what bugs probably. It's one of my biggest pet peeves, lack of self-awareness, and which isn't your fault at that point. And double standards. That's probably my biggest pet peeve ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, there was a thought there that just kind of disappeared right in the midst of all that. I hope it's happy with wherever it landed.
Yes.
But yeah, it's really just I'm super excited about this podcast series. Talk with you guys about the stuff. After I was really surprised, honestly, when we posted that episode.
Yes.
A few episodes back, and because it was a longer one, and doing shorter podcasts is just easier and better, especially for ADHD minds like myself.
Yeah. Keeping
people engaged that long, but it had a great response. And then building the community, it's the most fun people have now entered the community, and it's so cool because it's people I haven't even known my entire life, but never talked to ever, since elementary school, are now joining. And it's cool to find yourself around like-minded people who are ready to take responsibility and then heal and grow.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly. And, we're all, in a sense, it doesn't matter what the addiction is, we're all in the same boat. We're all working through it, trying to figure it out, trying to stay sober, doing all of these things. Like, why does it have to be one way?
Right.
Like, and it doesn't. I am at no point am I saying don't go to AA. Like, I truly, whether you go about it a different route or not is fine, but if you're new at stopping anything, go to an AA meeting, an NA meeting, any type of meeting.
Get as much support as you possibly can, because you are fighting your mind. Well, you're trapped in your mind, and you're fighting your body, because your body's chemicals has even changed with addiction, and you've become reliant on substances. So not only are you fighting your body, but you're trapped in your mind. So
yes, and it's really cool. I posted an article today on Facebook about the science, the neuroscience behind why we have these addictions and why they become addictions. And
I have an incredible YouTube video for you to watch on that. Yeah, it is. So I want to say 8 minutes or 30 minutes. I don't know why those are the two numbers that pop into my head.
Yeah.
It is so good. But it really shows you have all of the power you need. Just create support around you to keep you grounded.
Yes.
And yeah, that's where the series is going to go. So if you guys ever have any questions, topics, things you want us to go deeper on, message us on Instagram or email us at coachcat@thefreespiritbarbie.com.
Yeah, or the Facebook.
Or the Facebook group, which is Spiritually Sober. It is a private Facebook group, so it is nice because you kind of keep that, community, and but we welcome all.
Yeah.
So as long as
you're not a bully.
Yeah, as long as you're not an asshole, we won't kick you out.
Yeah.
And that is a part of the rules. So yeah, please come find us and either be a fly on the wall and watch from afar, or hit us up, because we want to talk to you guys. We want to hear all the things, what you're struggling with, what your wins are. And remember, even if it's just one thing that you did today and that one thing was not drinking, that's a win.
Or not anything that you're addicted to. Doesn't
Right.
even have to be drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything.
Because that takes up a lot of energy in your mind and your body.
Yeah.
So, well, thanks for stopping in. We'll see you soon. Follow us on Instagram. I'm the freespirit_barbie.com. The website's freespiritbarbie.com, so that's pretty dope. And then you can follow Kyrstyn at...
Oh, Case_Scotty_72.
So it's X_K_Scotty.
X_K_.
Just go ahead and look in the show notes. We'll go ahead
Yeah.
and make sure that it's all in there. Kyrstyn will make sure it's all in there.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Remember to drink some water, protect your energy, and go do something fun today.